Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Couch Crunch Podcast. I'm your host Nick, and I have my original host on the episode, Ramir and Don. And on this episode, we actually have three guests on this show, on this today's episode, and I'm really excited for them to get into this episode and introduce themselves. So you guys can go ahead and start. Danny, do you want to go first since you're the new?
Yeah, sure, I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Hi everybody. I'm Danny, Nick's cousin, and I'm just happy to be here. I'm glad that I can be a part of this, and hopefully all goes well with this episode.
Thank you, sir. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself? A little bit, or?
I mean, when it comes to talk about myself, nobody really knows how to start that.
I mean, you could just try, man. I mean, how'd you get into gaming? You know what I mean? Like, what are some of the favorite
I don't know.
things?
Growing up, I just always, gaming was my thing. I've been gaming basically since I was born.
Right.
Nonstop. I'm about 31 now, and I'm still gaming, and it's gonna just keep going for me. I play a little bit of everything, into anything that's pretty good. I'm not big on graphics, but I can go for graphics. I'm more of a frame guy. So
Nice.
yeah, it's pretty much it for me. I play a little bit of everything.
Don't let me get started on the PC wars.
Yeah, it's not gonna start with that one.
Kalia, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself to our fans?
Yeah, I'm Kalia. I'd be around. I don't know. Aaron, stop. I really got into gaming. Like my mom and my stepdad, they would play video games, but it's the type like you can watch us, but you can't play. So I always watched them. Growing up playing video games, and even with my brothers, I would always watch, but I would never play. But
Gotcha.
the type of games that I play like first-person shooters. I play a lot of those. I do play a lot of like story-rich games. They are probably my most played type of games. I play life sims, so yes, I do play the Sims. So Aaron, don't even dare.
The Sims are not.
Don't. That is a game. That's a video game. I'm really big into like a lot of strategy games. Like I'm playing a lot of settlement games, like Settlers or like City Skylines.
Awesome.
And like I do be playing mobile games a lot. But I think Danny mentioned this. I am not a frame person. I really don't give a crap about frames, or I'm gonna always be coming at me for that. Like,
It's all
always be like the frames is low. I'd be like, I can't even tell. I don't know. But
Nick, listen, bro. We be playing Overwatch, and mind you, I'm on the monitor. So
right.
like, I'm at 144, and I turn, and I'm looking at the TV, and I'm like, bro, that shit's at 30. That's crazy. Like, Overwatch looks absolutely horrible.
Because she's just probably focusing on maybe the more of the graphics than the frames, which is great.
Yeah.
I'm
But
a graphics.
yeah.
I don't damn about no frames.
Hey, but listen, 30 frames is not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, no, not
Depends on the game.
Yeah, thank you, Aaron. Appreciate that.
It's bearable when you can only get 30 frames. And try playing a graphic game and then 30 frames, and then it's 20 frames, and then 25 frames, and then 30 frames.
No,
Yeah.
if I had to sacrifice either one, I would say definitely graphics. I need more
I agree.
frames. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so those are the type of games I play, and this one is for Aaron and Ramir. You will never catch me playing a fighting game. So that's about it.
Aaron, you don't need no introduction. You was on the last episode, and thank you for coming back, man. I really appreciate that.
No problem.
So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this episode. So on today's episode, we're actually going to dive in a little bit of. Mir's going to go ahead and cover us with SpongeBob Cosmic Shake. That's interesting because I haven't played a SpongeBob game in a minute, so I think it's really interesting to bring that up. Hogwarts Legacy expectations. I think everybody out there in the gaming industry, I feel as though everybody's just so excited this week for to dive into Hogwarts. So I think that's going to be fun. This year's fighting games expectations with Tekken 8, Street Fighter 6, and Project L, etc. Which one would be better? Will be better for Street Fighter 6 or Tekken 8? That's going to be a real good debate. Leah's thoughts on The Last of Us Part 1 and how it compares to the show. That's another one with the show going on. It's been really up there. Aaron and Danny's expectations on Zelda. I know you guys are really heavy into like Nintendo, so I think this is going to be fun, especially Danny with Zelda. I think he's going to be really excited to talk about that one. And how will it perform and the expectations. And finally, are mobile gamers considered gamers? So go ahead, Mir. You can kind of take us away on our first topic.
Cool. Anybody get a chance to play SpongeBob Cosmic Shake or like see any gameplay? Anything?
I've seen
After
gameplay.
the last remaster, I didn't touch a single SpongeBob game. They did Creature from the Krusty Krab a little dirty, so I ain't.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to play it at all either.
I've actually did a little bit of video, YouTube watching on Cosmic Shape, and it doesn't seem bad.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
So
the graphics are nice. I like the graphics the most. I mean.
So I don't think I've had a SpongeBob game since the Game Boy. I don't think that's the last time I remember playing like a SpongeBob game. Yeah, I mean for this game for $40, I would highly recommend it. I definitely think it's one of the sleeper hits of the year. I don't want to like spoil too much of the plot, but it's as simple as like a new character comes to town. They pretty much provide SpongeBob with a wish. SpongeBob pretty much guarantees he goes ahead and asks for the wish, but obviously the wish comes with like consequences. So with that being said, like whatever this, because I don't want to spoil anything, but the wish pretty much like it affects Bikini Bottom, and SpongeBob has to pretty much go ahead and save Bikini Bottom. So yeah, without spoiling anything, that's pretty much the sum of the plot. I think the key thing about this game though is gameplay. I think if anything, that's the reason most people should buy it. The key thing about it is like it's a traditional platformer in a sense. Like I notice a lot of things in the game that it pulls from different elements. So like you remember like, for example, like Crash Bandicoot, right? Like how on Crash, once you reach a certain point in the level, you'll be greeted with a little checkpoint that pops up on the screen.
Yes.
And then like sometimes you'll be greeted with the box that has the question mark or whatever, and it lets you know that you're at a checkpoint. So it's little subtle things like that that's in the game. It really pays homage to like Mario 64. So it's not open. It's not an open world game. It's more so like a lineal.
Would you compare it to Banjo-Kazooie or no?
That is a good comparison. Yeah.
Yeah, I would. All those like Banjo-Kazooie.
Like that other one that came out, it was Ukulele, something like that. Ukulele.
That one, the Thai one.
Takajuju a little bit, yeah.
Oh my god, I miss
similar to Takajuju. Yeah, it falls in that classic PS2 platformer type of game. So yeah, I mean the gameplay's pretty fun. You unlock different abilities. It pays homage to all the different moments that SpongeBob had throughout the cartoon. So like there's certain bosses that you would fight that resembles the cartoon. So like the karate era SpongeBob you play as the SpongeBob from the Stone Age period. Remember when SpongeBob's walking around with the little fucking shit covering his little shit?
Yeah,
he looks like a fucking caveman. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So like the game does a really good job at letting you revisit all those different areas of SpongeBob.
I wonder if Doodle Bob is in there.
I believe I haven't unlocked all the costumes, but I would not be surprised. I won't be surprised if he's in there. But yeah, all the characters of SpongeBob are in there. The cool thing is that it does use all the original voice actors. So
yeah, I heard that was
all
actually
the voice
pretty cool.
actors are in there. But yeah, I mean it's a fun game. It's definitely something that I wish I probably would have got on the Switch, only because like it's not optimized for PS5. This title is specifically labeled as a PS4, Xbox One title.
Gotcha.
So it's not really like, in terms of graphics, from a graphics perspective, it's not really there to be considered PS5. But for what it is, it's good. It's like the graphics are definitely above average. So yeah, like for anyone out there that's looking to get into like a classic like platformer, if you have been really like hesitant on SpongeBob games through the past 3 years, I know the last couple of them were like pretty much shit. The only one I remember really having fun with was remember the one that was lights, camera, pants?
Lights, camera, action. It was like for
whatever.
PS2.
It was like a party version of it. Like that one was pretty cool, but yeah, that was on the PS2. But yeah, again, if you're into platformers, I definitely think this one is definitely worth picking up. Has a great story, great platforming. Combat's really good. It includes all the traditional characters of SpongeBob. And again, this game is $40. So for the price point, I do think it's worth it. However, I would consider this a game that you would play on the go. So I would probably pick this up on the Switch for sure, unless you have like a Steam Deck or something like that.
Yeah, because
that definitely looks like a Switch game for sure. It looks pretty fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, does it actually have co-op in it? I mean,
no co-op, is strictly single player story.
Because I was gonna say that would have been very beneficial for like Switch users. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, absolutely, like a local co-op kind of thing. Yeah,
nice. Anybody else want to chime in? I mean,
which I didn't play it, so but if he says it's pretty good, I'm going off of like Creature from the Krusty Krab and that being the last remastered. You know,
yeah,
I'm assuming it's probably good. He says it's good, so I'll probably give it a try.
Take his word on it. Gotcha. Danny, anything?
I think I'll probably cop this one for sure.
Gotcha.
I'll probably grab it for the Switch. Check it out. You said it was only $40 for the price. Absolutely.
Yeah, and if anything, I'd probably recommend getting the physical that way, just in case you don't like it. You know,
you just resell it.
Yeah.
SpongeBob like the only licensed IP nowadays with like good games, isn't it? Now they don't do no more licensed IP to good games, right? So
yeah, I mean, with this game, I think it was a new developer too, right? Like I don't remember the name. I think
that's a good question. I don't even know who developed.
Yeah, I searched it up the other day. It's a new developer. They're like brand new.
Okay.
So it was really, I think, their first game that they ever put out there. So I think that was cool. Leah, do you want to? How do you feel about that?
I mean, I think graphically, as from what I've seen, it looks pretty good. I don't know if SpongeBob is really the type of game that I would play. I mean, it does look what I see.
Okay. All right. Don, you gonna go ahead?
I mean, it looks like it's a good homage to SpongeBob, you know, if you really grew up on the cartoon and everything.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
say. But yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. I mean, it kind of brings back that traditional, because I mean, come on, like I think SpongeBob has kind of been on a lot of different platforms, right? Like the Game Boy,
SpongeBob's been on everything.
PS1, PS2, PS3, like every single platform out there. So I mean, it was, paying homage to the franchise. I mean, the show hasn't been the greatest since our childhood, but as far as just being a new game and trying to keep up in today's modern games and IPs and stuff, I think it's nice to kind of revisit some of the old memories, right? Thanks, Mia. I appreciate that. And we can move on to, and I'm going to let you start this first too. Hogwarts Legacy expectations. Oh man, I think everybody's really psyched up for this week.
I am. Super
for release. Mir, what are some of the things that you're really excited about, man? Or what are you expecting for this game to bring? I know because you said on the last episode, if this game does not do well, you are going to actually retire from gaming.
Yeah. Nah. So like, I'm hoping reviews are up tomorrow. Because I feel like a lot of people will have access to it early, especially because the early access comes out Tuesday. So I'm sure reviews from IGN, GameSpot, everywhere else, they'll probably be up sometime tomorrow. I'm predicting that it's going to get at least an 85 to a 90 on Metacritic.
That's a high rating.
I'm pretty confident in that.
I'm going to agree with you on that.
I think because like. I mean, yes, could this be another fucking Cyberpunk in, Forspoken where it comes out super anticipated?
No.
Super anticipated and then, the shit like flops. I'm sorry, like if this game gets anything less than an 80, this game failed. I'm sorry. Like it failed my expectations.
Just failed.
I'm sorry. And I know like an 80 is still very good. Don't get me wrong, but like I don't know, like the hype around this game has just been too high to where it's like, and especially like based off of the gameplay they showed us, like everything looks solid. Like the mechanic with you being able to fly around with the broom, the open world looks super fucking big. All the different spells that you get. I have seen a little bit of the combat with like the orcs and stuff like that. So everything looks pretty good. Like I don't expect this game to undersell or anything like that. But I don't know. Like I said, we'll see tomorrow once the early reviews come out. And we'll see what happens.
And the thing is, I think only a handful of selected people got the code for tomorrow, right? Because I think the original release is I think Thursday or Friday.
It's Friday. Well, it depends on if the developers give out codes. Like they should be giving out codes to reviewers. Usually when they don't really believe in their game. Like when they don't give access to when they don't give out codes to people to review the game, that usually means that they're hiding something or they're scared of something. Like we've seen this with Forspoken. Like, they didn't give out codes until the day of its release. And Forspoken got all shitty reviews. So it's just like if we don't see something tomorrow, then I might be a little bit like, all right, well, what's going on? Like, why didn't you guys send out codes to the reviewers yet?
Right.
Who's the developer for? Who's the developer?
That's a good question, Aaron.
It's Portkey Games, I think.
Portkey Games.
Okay, I ain't hear nothing about them.
They're a new guy, new people.
Oh, new guys. Okay.
Yeah. What a way to start, right? Like.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be big for them if this comes out how it's supposed to.
Go ahead, Danny. Danny, you want to take the mic now? Go ahead.
Oh wait, no. This is Avalanche developed this. Avalanche Software.
I never heard of them.
They're OGs. They're OGs.
Avalanche is a part of it. The Portkey Games was a part of it too.
They may have been the publisher, probably, maybe.
Because you got Warner Brothers, and Wizarding World is all one thing, and then the game developers is Avalanche and Portkey Games.
Okay, so because on Wikipedia I see it's developed by Avalanche Software, and then it's published under Warner Brothers under Portkey Games' label.
All right, okay. So the developers is Avalanche.
Correct? Avalanche, which is good.
Yeah, but like the problem is, looking at all their backlog, some of this shit's a little sus. Like,
well,
a little sus.
The whole
well, hold on. Let me stop, because they developed all the TAC games, so I have confidence there. Even though that was mad long ago, they developed the TAC games. They developed some of the early Mortal Kombats. They developed Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. They dipped in Mortal Kombat trilogy.
Okay.
Yeah, most of all the other shit they got on here is from like Disney, like Chicken Little, Toy Story 3, Hannah Montana.
I didn't even know Chicken Little had a game.
Oh yeah, what was that?
But that's what I'm saying. Like the last time they developed something was 2017, Cars 3.
Cars 3.
I'm assuming within that 6-year gap that they've strengthened their developing.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see this week. Danny, go ahead. I know you said you were excited.
No, I'm just like I'm with Mir on this one. Like I have high expectations for this game for sure. I've seen a lot of gameplay. I've seen a lot of combat gameplay, and I think the combat is by far like it's amazing. I love how they like implemented how they attack and what spells to use and how you could switch it out and different combos and stuff. It's pretty cool. And I also like how they added like the fantastic beasts in there too. Like you're able to open up a bag and an animal comes out and you can fly on it or you can ride it or whatever the case may be. I think it's pretty cool. I would say my biggest thing is I would love to take this game on the go. Now, I highly doubt that they're going to port the game to Switch. Like,
it's coming to Switch.
No, it's coming to Switch.
I know.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Let me finish. So I am going to be devastated if it's a cloud game.
Well, you know that's going to happen.
Oh, Aaron's like, yeah, that's probably gonna happen.
Bro, listen. We all know Nintendo is not spending any money on third parties unless it's a first party game from them.
No,
We
It's crazy
know they're
because
not doing
there's
that.
there's
not doing
games
that.
there's definitely games that are not a cloud and push the same kind of power of other games that are clouds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For sure. So I don't know, because they've been delaying this game for Switch twice already. I think it is.
Yeah, it got delayed. Well,
yeah, because it was supposed to come out the same day that the actual release was supposed to come out, and now they pushed that one further back.
They don't got faith in it. It's all right.
So I'm pretty far with it being a cloud, but I still have some kind of faith that it's not. You know what I mean?
All right. Leah, you want to go ahead? What's your expectation on this game?
I'm very picky with like games. Like when I first look at them, I'm just like, yeah, I'm not gonna play this, or I am. So I'm not really into the whole magic thing. I mean, the Harry Potter, I watched the movies a long time ago. They were all right, but I mean, the game does look really good, and I'm not going to buy it when it first comes out. I'm gonna let Ramir buy it, and then I'm gonna play it.
That's actually smart. Let me kick back and see like how this game actually
I'm gonna
does.
play it under him, and if it's good, I definitely will give it a try. But I would say, like, I've noticed a lot, like especially with these new games coming out, that they do not release gameplay a lot on YouTube or any whatever. So they have released a lot of like actual real gameplay. So that shows, even in people in the comments were like, that shows how much confidence that they have that the game will do really well. So I do think it's going to do really well.
Okay. Nice. Aaron?
Well, let me say this. I'm not buying it on Switch regardless. So I'm not doing it myself. I will not be playing this game at probably sub 25 frames at like 680i or some stuff like that. So I won't be doing that.
680.
But
oh my god.
But like I said, it's a licensed IP. You know, so I typically don't have much faith in those to begin with. So I got it being like at a 75 on Metacritic. That's just me. Sorry, Ramir. That's
low. 75.
Hey,
Wow.
Hey, listen. A lot of these open world games come out, don't got crap to do in them. You know, you are awed by the look of the game, no doubt, kid. It's Unreal Engine 5 or whatever is running on or whatever. Like, it looks amazing.
Oh, this is on Unreal? I think it is.
Yeah, Unreal Engine. It's 4, right? I think it's 4.
Should be 5.
It should be 5. Everything else.
I think
Oh wait, no, never mind. Yeah, it's 5. It's 5.
Check back for it.
It's 5.
But overall, you know, it looks like something interesting. Now I have an Xbox. I'll probably buy it on Xbox. You know, give it a try. I'm not a big fan of WB, Warner Bros. Publishing games because they like that.
No, that's facts. I agree with that.
So I'm willing to give it a try though. It looks interesting. You know, it certainly drummed up its fair share of controversy on Twitter and all over the place. You know, damn if you do, damn if you don't. So whatever. But it looks interesting. You know, it looks like it runs well. It's like it's optimized and everything. It looks like it's taking advantage of, maybe not fully, but taking advantage of the next generation of hardware. Is this being released on PS4 as well, or just next gen?
Yeah. So, and I was going to ask a question too. So it is going to be last gen too. But like, do you guys think that that's going to hurt the game in the long run?
Most likely, yes.
Yes, because usually you want the new gen. So for everything to work right, you want it specifically made for the current gen.
Yeah.
You don't want anything backdated.
So it is the older gen versions are coming out at a later date. I think they're pushing for later towards the summertime.
Okay.
All right.
So,
So my thing with that is just like with God of War, Ragnarok. Like, I don't care what anyone says. That was a PS4 game built to take advantage of PS5. Like, as core is a PS4 game. My only worry about Hogwarts Legacy is that this is also a PS4 Xbox One game, but just built to take advantage of the next generation of hardware. It's not built from the ground up on it. I don't know if it's true or not. That's just my guess. I could be wrong or whatever, but we'll see. You know, we'll just have to see. Now you said it's coming out at a later date, right, for the last gen console. Maybe it was a PS5 game from the rip. I don't know. I just tend to think differently when they're like
no
last gen version as well.
Yeah, but because to your point, and I remember that too. So like, yeah, you're right. Like most of the time when these games are developed, they're developed on the shittiest console period, and they build upon that. So like, hopefully, they did a good job with the PS4 and the Xbox One versions, because if they did those really well, the PS5 and everything else shouldn't have any.
Should be good. Yeah, it should be straight.
Exactly, because they built it upon being on those older consoles anyway. So
yeah, so 75 for me. I gotta be in that low. It is a licensed IP title at the end of the day. So I mean, we'll see.
I'm hoping that it doesn't turn out to be another Anthem.
Oh yeah.
Like they give you all these great video gameplays and everything, and then you get in here like, why is it missing the tree textures and stuff? What's wrong? We're missing spells and different goblins. We're not seeing everything.
You'll be paying for those spells.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, microtransactions, Aaron.
Yeah.
A year later, we're making the game free for everybody to play.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Yeah. Don, what is your expectations?
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. I'll say, it looks pretty solid from what I see so far. Like, I can even see that you can swim in the game, and like I believe Danny was saying that you can fly on animals and everything, the creatures.
Right.
I find that cool. Like, it's like more open world in that kind of aspect. Yeah, I was like, I might not get it like when it first comes out, but I might sit back and see like the reviews come out first and see like more gameplay and see like people interacting online. Is this like more of an online game? Would you say?
No. I think it's single player.
Single player. Yeah. I wouldn't say online.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
and I don't know how I feel about that too. Like,
I mean,
you never know. They might later on down the line.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's
an update or something. But
there's definitely
for now,
chances.
It's definitely focused single player.
Right. Right.
Gotcha. Because I kind of went into this thinking that was like an online game. So that kind of changed my mind.
Nah. Yeah, it's just mainly single player.
And I see here.
Like that's good. We need more of those nowadays.
Yeah, we're getting we're getting overwhelmed with multiplayer games.
Yeah, but you need more of those. So
yeah, so I see for PS5, like the new gen is going to be February 10th, and the old gen is going to be April 4th, and then Switch is going to be July 25th.
They were already people who wanted that game already had played it by then.
Yeah. Yep. Well, at least for the Switch people, give them time to see how bad the game is or good the game is.
Right. I agree with that. I can go ahead and give my expectations. I don't have high expectations. I would say I'm just going to kick back and just absorb everything. You know what I mean? I would like to just see how the combat is, the story is, because I think like the most important thing about this is just the story itself, and which is paying homage to the huge fan base of Harry Potter, right? Like I think that's the main focus that the developers wanted. They wanted the approach of, they want people to really feel like they're the wizard. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the most important thing. I don't think they're just worrying about too much of the gameplay. I know these are some of the things that need to be focused because, as a game, but I think like the main focus is just like, it's more about exploration, right? Like you're exploring the entire castle, which is, mind-boggling. You can actually learn spells. You can actually interact with so many different objects, things, mirrors. You know what I mean? Like it really captures everything of like wanting to be in that world. So I think like as a fantasy perspective and as a huge fan of the Harry Potter world, you know what I mean? I think that's the most really receptive to that I'm really getting to the game. As far as like, the mechanics of it, I don't know. I have to really, when I have expectations, like it might do good, but I don't know. Maybe hopefully the controls are not too confusing. You know what I mean? Like Mira said with Forspoken, they got it all fucked up with that, but we'll see how the controls are. A lot of customization in the game, which is great. Really gives you that feel of being a wizard. I think you can't go too far, though, is what I'm hearing. I think you can't go too far out of the castle. I think it limits you for as of right now that you can go outside the castle, but you can't go way, way out there in the lands. I don't know how true that is, but I mean, I think like that kind of, if that's a rumor, if it's true, It's just kind of like already showing me like there's already some bugs already they got to work with. So I mean, I don't have like the highest expectation, but I would want to say I'm really kind of excited, but I just want to see like how it turns out, like Mir said. And that's kind of what I have to say. But we can go ahead and move on to our next one. In this year's fighting games, expectations, Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 6 and Project L. So Don, you could probably take.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to ask, like, what's the fun in hitting buttons? Like, what does it do?
Really? Okay. You're not good at them, so you wouldn't know.
Leah starting off strong. She was like, listen, the buttons, I don't know about them buttons.
Before you start, let me ask this question.
I mean, Mir, I can go ahead and let you answer that question.
I mean, like, to an extent, like, if you don't play fighting games, like, or if you just view them as a surface level kind of thing, I mean, in theory, on paper, yes, that's what we do. We mash buttons.
But it takes skill,
obviously,
though.
Yeah, exactly. There's like intricacies in it. You got to know.
You got to match buttons in certain ways.
No, you gotta really time their movements. Like you really gotta focus on that. I don't think it's
take it from a competitive Street Fighter player.
Right.
Try mashing against anyone.
It ain't working.
How to play. That's not gonna work.
Yeah,
trust me, it's not gonna work.
You gotta know how to play each character.
To the extent too, because again, right? So she's not a fighting game player.
Okay.
So like, look at it from the lens of people who don't play fighting games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some fighting games you literally can smash buttons. Like, take it, like, DBZ? For example, like Aaron, that's one of them. But like Aaron, how you mentioned Street Fighter, right? Mm-hmm. Street Fighter, you can absolutely not get away with that shit.
Hell
but
no.
you can. But wait, but listen. But bro, a game like Dead or Alive, you can get away with mashing buttons.
To an extent. Yes,
that's my point though. So like, from people who don't view fighting games, that's what they're seeing. They're just seeing us smash buttons, input shit. You know what I mean? It really doesn't make sense. Which smashing buttons you can get away with on certain but like a game like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, you can't do that shit. But Dragon Ball Z Fighter,
you definitely can't get away with it.
Yeah, Tekken's another one. Soul Calibur, like those, you can literally smash shit and do some things. You can't do that shit in Street Fighter though. That shit does not fly.
I'm gonna say Fighter Z could get away with smashing buttons only if you set that easy mode.
Yeah, like
mode, then you can get away with it. But if not, you gotta know each character's moves, or else it won't stop right.
Or else they'll. Yeah. Once you get caught in the combo, put the controller down. You're not playing anymore.
No, that's it.
That is true.
Tekken online, if you try to button smash on Tekken,
you're gonna get. It's done.
You don't want to do it.
I'm gonna say I looked up a little bit more about Project L, the Riot one. That's for the League of Legends. Oh my God. That game looks sick, dude.
It does look cool.
The art style and everything. The art style kind of reminds me of Guilty Gear Strive.
That
looks really good.
That was like the best comparison I can kind of think of was Guilty Gear.
That Guilty Gear game that recently just came out is pretty good. It's pretty good. I like the art style, the fighting system, like the whole combat system is good.
Yeah, and just to quickly cover that real quick. So yeah, for people who don't know, Project L is being developed by Riot Games. Riot Games owns League of Legends. And I've noticed with the Riot Games, they're pretty much trying to expand the universe of League of Legends. You got the TV show that's on Netflix. You got indie titles that include some of the characters. You have the mobile game, League of Legends Wild Rift, that's on mobile. And now they're moving on to their fighting game. So like, League of Legends has a bad perception of it. It's always associated with people fucking just sitting at the computer chairs, toxicity, just playing MOBAs. But like, if you've played it enough and the characters, there's really a lot of lore, compelling characters that's to it. So like, I think this fighting game is a good way to display the different complexities and different things that they got going on in the characters. Danny, like you said, yeah, it resembles Guilty Gear and like the art style. I would probably even argue that it's probably going to play the same way too in terms of like combat and combos.
Oh yeah, I agree with you on that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I think, Riot is pulling influences from all different, developers. I think if anything, I feel like they would be probably pulling from Arc System Works the most. Because, Arcs they made Guilty Gear, Dragon Ball, they made Blaze Blue, they made all that shit. So like,
which is that same fighting style as Marvel vs. Capcom. It's like that quick fighting style.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, for people who I would say who like aren't really interested in League of Legends, or maybe you've been interested but you just could never play the MOBA game. Project L is going to be a really good way for you to like, get into the game without actually playing League of Legends, if that makes sense.
Yeah. League of Legends is my most played game. So would I probably buy it because of that? Yes.
Hey, I mean, look at the bright side. Y'all can't complain when y'all losing this game.
Hopefully she likes this
fight in this game.
Wait, Danny, what you say?
I said hopefully she likes this fighting game because she got a real rap.
Well, she liked it multiverses, but that was like the ultimate. That was wait, Aaron, that was the most button mashing fighting game of them all.
But did you try Fighter Z?
I don't know.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think
you didn't show her Fighter Z.
Nah, well, she's seen us play it, but I don't think she really liked that one.
Yeah, this would be
one's a little bit more complex than multiverses.
Yeah,
that's probably gonna be like that's my all-time favorite fighting game is Fighter Z.
Jesus.
Other than that, I won't play anything. Oh yeah, Tekken. I'll definitely play Tekken for sure. I kind of hate Street Fighter. After the fourth one, I hated it.
Okay.
Yo, bro, I'm not gonna lie. You got to be built different to really love Street Fighter.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I agree. I'm built
like,
different.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not the biggest Street Fighter fan, but I do like Street Fighter. I
respect it.
But like Street Fighter for sure is one of the most difficult fighting games there is.
Yeah, it takes skill.
Street Fighter is
you like it over
difficult.
here.
Now I'm saying like I grew up with Street Fighter. Like I played 1, 2, and 3. But after that, I just couldn't get into it anymore. It was just like the same stuff, most of the same characters. And when they introduce new characters, it's like the same moves as the last characters, just slightly different.
I'm still taking Mortal Kombat over Street Fighter.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
I'm still taking him kills.
Absolutely.
Rushdown Unga Bunga Fest over a methodical fighting game system.
Listen, Rushdown Unga Bunga works though. Like that's what they got all those different breakers and environmental things to help deflect all that.
No,
but like
play me in Mortal Kombat X. Them breakers ain't going to do nothing for you.
Oh man.
But
yeah, Tekken. I'm excited for Tekken. I'm not too excited. I mean, okay, I'm gonna say this. Now, all the crap I was just talking about Street Fighter, there's one thing that I kind of like that they're doing different, and that's that build world, whatever they got. That open world thing that they got going on looks pretty good, actually. It's very different for them.
It is. It definitely is.
I remember they tried to test that in the past before, like one of their older games, like a little mini games you could play in between the story mode. I forget which one was, but
which one was that? I done forgot which one that was.
There's like a real older one.
So the biggest question is, which one would be better?
So the one that would be better, I would probably say that's a hard one, man, because they're pretty much kind of different games to each other. And
wait. Before we, Danny, I don't mean to cut you off, but before we get into that part, Don, like, give us an overview of like your expectation for Tekken. Like, how do you think? I'm curious to see like how long do you think until they start the like, do you think Tekken 8 is going to be like the next staple, or do you think it might just be one of those, all right, Tekken 8 has come. We're going to branch off to some other things, and then we're just going to start on Tekken 9. or do you feel like Tekken 8 is going to be here to stay? Like we're going to have Tekken 8 for the next couple of years. Because didn't Tekken 7 come out in like 2017 or 2018?
It lasted for very, very long. That's how fighting games are healthy. That's how long they last. They typically last like close to 9 years a lot of times, man. They last. Same with Street Fighter 5. Once they're healthy, they were out there for like a good chunk of time.
I wish I could say the same thing for Call of Duty, but it's
Call of Duty is just the same thing over and over again, just in a different eye view. Real quick, I'm gonna say that Street Fighter, as much as I don't like Street Fighter and I like Tekken, Street Fighter will always be over Tekken only because of their rap.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that real quick.
Yeah, they Tekken and Street Fighter always bumped heads in the past. Is like, and Street Fighter is always the more popular one. But the thing about Street Fighter for me is like, especially as of lately, they've been putting like microtransactions where you have to buy the character instead of like earning your way to unlock it.
Yeah,
a lot of games been doing that lately, and that's why Tekken, for me at least, they don't do that. But what I'm seeing is with this new Tekken, it looks like, because I've seen like a little interview with the developers, they said they might be kind of making it easier for like newcomers with the combat system. So that kind of got a word a little bit instead of like, learning combat within the mechanics and everything. So I don't know if that might have a deep effect on the game, but we'll see. Maybe it's just like a thing of just like having an entry level. Because I remember Guilty Gear kind of did something similar when they released a recent game of that.
Yeah, Strive made the combat a little more easier, beginner friendly to get into.
Yeah. And they also separated based off of floors. So like if you were early on, you had to fight everybody in like the lower tier floors, and then as you got better, they would put you up in more higher floors with more like experienced fighters. Yeah.
Yeah, so if it's like a system like that, I wouldn't mind it, just for like newcomers. But if it's like something just because people are complaining about it, I'm like, come on. There's supposed to be that compatible, like, people trying to really get good at the game instead of, just hoping for the people that are not really good or just jumping in just to do whatever. But
wait, so just out of Aaron, are you getting Tekken 8?
I'm a competitive Street Fighter player, so I gotta get Street Fighter first. I will eventually get Tekken 8, no doubt. Yeah. But I go to tournaments and play high levels. So I gotta get the Street Fighter in first. You know what I mean?
It's like working out.
Understandable.
Gotta get that in first. I will get into Tekken 8 eventually, no doubt, because I got into Tekken 7. But Street Fighter first and foremost, because like they're changing a lot of things up. Footsies are back. Like we got that straight up defensive style of playing, that methodicalness back with Street Fighter as well. New characters looking really, really like creative and like, I hate to even say it, but like magical in a sense. Like they really look creative. Like they really put their foot in with those new characters. We got footsies back, defensive players back. I have to see how that drive impact crap works. But other than that, I'm excited for it. Just waiting for it to come out.
That's your expertise too. You're a Street Fighter guy.
Oh yeah. But the thing is though, they're making the game, like y'all just said, they're making fighting games in general more easier for people to get into. Because people have jobs, have kids, go to school. So no one wants to come home and work for the entertainment like we used to do back in the arcade days. No one got time for all that stuff.
Everything's gonna be easier from now on.
Yeah, I don't mind it. But if they want to make one button special moves, that's cool. That's fine. It won't stop me from beating your ass, honestly. I participated in the Street Fighter 6 beta. I was in the beta like not so long ago. So I was playing it already. I got videos and all that stuff. The one button special move does not make it. It makes it easier for people like Kalia to get into. You know what I mean? People like her.
Which is perfect.
But, for like advanced players, like it's not going to change anything. We have projectile invincible moves and everything. Like it all weighs around the easy mode in Street Fighter. Like, you're not going to get away with that stuff. Like, not at all.
I'm going to
be better, and that depends really. Tekken and Street Fighter by far will have really long lifespans because their past entries had really long lifespans. So nothing will change here.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Oh yeah, there's one thing I forgot to mention too. I think it was today. A new character got introduced in Tekken.
Oh yeah, Nina. No, that's not new. That's Nina. She's
Nina's not new.
Yeah, Nina's been there since the beginning.
Oh, I'm about to say. Okay.
I was about to say, oh, interesting.
Yeah, I'll definitely. For me, I'll probably end up copying Project L.
Project L.
Yeah, only because I'm a Fighter Z person. Like that style, I love those games, and that seems like my alleyway to go to. So I'm definitely gonna probably try that first, and then see how the other two play, and then if they play well, then probably getting one of them too.
I'm gonna get
I think like for me, which one comes first? Is it Street Fighter?
Street Fighter 6 comes first. I think.
Yeah.
Street Fighter, Tekken. Yeah, Street Fighter, Tekken, and then
Project L.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely grab Street Fighter. I think with Tekken, I'm definitely gonna get Tekken. I think I'm probably gonna try to invest a little bit more time into Tekken, only because like I don't know, Street Fighter is very. You got that very like.
You got that open world though.
Like, well, yeah, but Street Fighter is it's very time consuming. Like,
yes, it is.
Not to say that Tekken isn't, but Tekken is a little bit more okay. You can get basic combos in a little sooner. Street Fighter is not like that. Street Fighter, you really have to sit down. You can't even do a 3-punch combo in like. There's no like. It's not as simple as like square. Like that doesn't work in Street Fighter.
It's not working.
You know what I mean? So like,
Tekken 8, you definitely gotta fight for those. Tekken 8 is easier to fight for those combos, and then Street Fighter, you really gotta take your time with.
Exactly. So I think like Street Fighter is going to take a little bit more to like fully adapt to. But Tekken is something I think I'll enjoy a little bit more on early on, only because, like, you know, it's as simple as you can take 2 hours in the training room and then you'll probably be set to, you know, do some online matches. Street Fighter, you can't go in the training room after 2 hours. Like, Street Fighter, bro, Street Fighter 5, like, I forgot who I used to play in the game. I think her name was Karen or something like that. But I think I tried to study Karen for a little bit, and then I went into like the arcade, and it's just like Street Fighter definitely takes a little bit more to like, you know, form. But other than that, I'm excited for both of them. They both looking really good. So
I'm gonna get all of them.
Yeah.
Can't lose.
Well, you kind of have to though.
Yeah. I'm just gonna get all of them and actually just have a good time. That's it.
Oh, but let me make this clear though. Out of all three, I'm definitely rocking with Project L the most. Only because like out of all the I know the characters the most through League of Legends. So like for me, being able to play a certain character is just it's out because like as long as they're using the same move sets from like the game and they're translating them to like the fighting style. All of that will be, you know, and then again, if it is similar to like Dragon Ball Fighters, like that type of combat, fast paced, you know, tag team, switch in and switch out, I think I would like that one the most of all three. But yeah, I mean, it'd be dope though to get all three in the same year. So
I heard that the developers are trying to stick with it. Like every character, they're trying to keep the same moves as in the. You know, the actual League of Legends game. They're trying to like
they should.
Then I definitely play that.
Yeah, they're trying to keep like specific moves,
so you can
be more familiar with the actual game for those fans who already know, you know what I mean. So that they can bring them in, and they're trying to keep like everything close to it. The only difference is that you're just playing it as a fighting game instead of get to this destination and destroy these people. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I would like to add. I know this is off topic, but I really miss where's Mortal Kombat, man.
Ed Boon is playing with us, bro. Ed Boon is playing.
Yeah. Sometimes they can actually make a full-fledged fighting game. They didn't support that game at all,
bro.
We had 2 years of support, then they moved on.
Which one? Mortal Kombat 11?
11.
Yes, 11.
They fell off of it real quick for some reason.
Aaron, do you remember what I did to your Mortal Kombat game?
Yeah, she tossed my Mortal Kombat 11 copy across the hallway in the office.
Damn.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing? I mean, now looking back at it now, I'm glad she did. I mean, the game's not horrible or anything, but I just that whole gameplay style they was going for, the Street Fighter X Mortal Kombat gameplay style they're trying to go for, and it makes the characters far too boring. So maybe not go with that next time.
I really miss it, man. I really want him to bring back fucking Mortal Kombat. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I wish they would like speed up their pace though a little bit. They're a little too slow. For me.
Ed Boon and NetherRealm and everything.
Like they're just the characters in Mortal Kombat.
They feel like they're
they're too slow when you fight.
I'm fine.
Yeah,
it works. Slow. It works for me. So it works for me. I don't know. But yeah, we can go ahead and move on to our next subject. Leah, you can go ahead and take us away on this. Leah's thoughts on The Last of Us Part 1 and how it compares to the show. Go ahead, take us away.
Yeah, I started the game probably a couple months ago. I never finished it, The Last of Us Part 1, off of Ramir's recommendation. I'm not big into zombie apocalyptic. I feel like they're very cliche, so I was very hesitant on playing it, but it's actually a really good game. I finished it last week only because I'm watching the show and I didn't want the show to the show is moving very quickly through the events compared to the game. So I didn't want to be on parts of the game where they on the show. So I would say I'm a big story-rich adventure type of gamer. I love them. But I would say, Ramir asked me this yesterday, what would I rank it? And I would put Last of Us on the top of the list of all the story games that I have played. I think it's really good. Besides the whole zombie, every time one of them dang zombie cordyceps things came around, I always had an attitude because I'm just this is annoying. All of them have the same zombie.
And just to give you guys so that comparison was so she placed this above Assassin's Creed, Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, by far, yeah.
Yeah. So she,
there's a long shot from that one.
Put those over those two games for sure. So
for sure, yeah, this is the best.
Yeah, I would say the great things about the game, the relationship, of course, between Joel and Ellie. I think it's really player driven. The exploration is nice in the game. I think it does, even though it does do that cliche type of apocalyptic thing, I think it shows a really good side of a good side of what humanity would be afterwards. Ultimately, I think it's really deep, and I think it's an immersive type of gameplay. So I think that's what's really good about the game. Besides the whole, I think it definitely takes a different approach on the whole apocalyptic thing.
Correct.
I think since the game is fresh on my mind, compared to other people who have played it a long time ago, and in relation to watching the show, I am a big TV person anyway. So I think that's why I really love story-driven games, because I'm a big sci-fi drama crime type of person. So any game that kind of has a really good story, I really like. So I think overall, I think the show is really good. I feel like it definitely hooks you in quick. Even though I knew that his daughter was going to die, I still cried the first episode because I was still mad. I think the character development is really good. Even at work, my boss and a lot of my coworkers, they don't play video games at all, but they are actually watching the show. So it's really good to hear their thoughts, and they think it's really good. And then I would say based on the last part of the game, I do think Joel was wrong. I don't know. I guess everybody here played it.
Right.
But
I am number one.
I played that movie game. I
played that movie game.
Nah, bro, it's not a movie game. Don't do that.
There you go.
Don't do that. Yes, it is. That mash square that do combos and everything.
Man. Last of Us is one of my top games, is for sure. I played part 1 and 2. It's amazing.
Part 2? Ugh.
Bro, part 2 was great.
Yeah, bro. That was man.
Aaron's one of those retro gamers who just tries hard to prove that he's an OG gamer. So he just anything that he says is just it's.
Listen,
if
I'm not
if
paying
it's not Mario or Zelda, or if it wasn't me in the 1800s, he don't want to play.
In the 1800s,
I'm not paying $60 to watch a movie. That's all.
So I would say, based off of the last episode with what's that guy's name again?
Bill?
Yeah, based off the last episode with Bill, I would say people who are solely watching the show just for the game. I feel like, again, I watch a lot of TV, especially, so I feel like you would have to come with an open mind. I feel like HBO is not going to waste their money replicating the game exactly.
That's what.
But I know that people are going to have an attitude, especially because the whole bill thing. But overall, I think it's really good.
So I'm going to say that, like how you said earlier, Leo, that like it has a kind of different perspective of an apocalypse. For me, like this makes it a little bit different because it's not just a zombie apocalypse. Like this is more like something that can actually happen with fungus. Because you can see the fungus taking over little insects and stuff. All it takes is for the fungus to adapt to humans. And that can actually happen. And I just love the story and how they like they zoom into every character and you get to learn about who they are and what they go through in the past and stuff. And then part 2, it also like you get to play as different characters and get to go down their storylines. And then it's like they're all parallel from each other, but then end up meeting up at one point. And it's just, I think The Last of Us part 1 and 2 is just amazing.
All right, Aaron.
Well, listen, Last of Us it's an okay game. This is not my type of game. It's an okay game. I don't pay 6 people movie tickets. That's just me. But you know, I'm sure that
But why not get the best of both worlds though? I mean, you're playing it and then you're experiencing it, right? Like that's what you're getting the bang for the buck, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're right. As far as I knew they was going to take liberties between the game and the show. Obviously, just how the way that it is. Some things work in the game, some things works in TV format. That's just how the way that it goes. I didn't get why I was so pissed off with the Bill thing. At least in my opinion, I wasn't even able to tell. That never even occurred to me that he was like gay. I didn't even know that.
Oh no, it was in the game.
In the game, they don't even acknowledge anything like that.
Exactly.
That's the thing. It's just when they make a game into a show, they have to change things to get the audience to pull the audience.
You gotta flesh out the characters.
Yeah.
You gotta flesh out the characters.
They acknowledged in the first game that his partner was a man. That's correct. And he died.
Right.
So okay. Yeah. So they don't in the original Last of Us, they don't. In part 1, it's a remake. So they added that for the show.
Like,
because you know, like
not no remake.
Not to like delve into like anything sensitive, but you know,
right.
2023 talking
it's
about
just the time. It's just what it is.
You know, 2013 was a whole different time. Like everything was all on the line back then.
It's a certain person that got, you know, X'd out. Naughty Dog too.
Yeah,
I will say I'm a marketing. I went to school for marketing communications.
Right.
So anything about like being pro-black, pro whatever is like the tactic of the world right now. So it don't matter if the people actually believe it or not, they're going to use it in whatever so that they can get that audience to watch
marketing.
It.
Correct. Right. Yes. And that's actually why we've been covering it on a different series on the podcast. Is like, as a fan of the franchise, it is definitely crucial because it's not even the change of the character, the skin, or you know the sexuality. It's none of that. It's that they're missing important pieces that really like you get to connect with the actual characters. That's the issue that most gamers are having.
Yeah, it doesn't relate 100% to the game. Like, right. For my opinion, for me, it doesn't change the way I look at anything.
Correct.
Because I'm not it's fine. But the thing is, it's what the game was like from the beginning. Just don't they never implemented it. They never said anything about it. So why mention it at all?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
Disney does the same thing.
It's about keeping an open mind. I get where Kalia is coming from a marketing perspective, which is absolutely correct, right? I get that. But then it's like you can kind of change it, but change it into a way that both sides are enjoying the content is what I'm saying.
It's still great content.
It still is, but
it's still good content.
But from a gamer,
I like the show.
If you played the game first,
Don
the Bill episode was my favorite episode.
Thanks, Mary. Thanks.
Nah, bro, Don disagrees with all that shit, bro.
Don, go ahead. Take the mic.
I really did enjoy the Bill episode, though.
Yeah, it was a good episode. I agree.
Don said that shit was bullshit, bro.
So I'm gonna say that I don't agree. I didn't like too much of the Bill episode, but I like Last of Us, the show, like in entirety. So I like the show how it is. It's fine. It's working out.
Go ahead, Don.
Yeah, and that's why I was saying, like, if you're people who are watching the show for the game, you just gotta acknowledge that it is a show and it isn't the game, because they're gonna do stuff like that.
Yes, you have to separate the game from the show, because they are gonna change things. They're gonna do it.
It's hard. It's hard to see that, but go ahead, Don.
Go ahead, Don.
Well, we're saying TV show, but Aaron considers it a movie.
Yeah, it's a game.
Broken up into pieces.
It's a movie game. Damn, I haven't seen one of those since like the early 2000s when we used to play movie games all the time.
Nah, bro, the Quarry was a movie game.
There you go.
A movie game for sure. The Quarry was a movie game.
Go ahead, Don.
Yeah, I definitely understand you have to take your liberties when you make it adapting a game into a show. That's understandable. But when you take the liberty to change the main characters and the characters that you grew to know, it's like it's just like, come on now. It's not the same character anymore. It's like, come on now. It's like when is it to a point where you take your own character and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna rewrite their whole personality and how they are? Because the way Joel acts in the show is completely different how Joel is game.
The southern, what is it? The southern accent.
He kind of has that
sort of.
It's a slight southern accent.
Yeah,
slight southern accent in the game. Definitely a slight southern accent.
And it's
if anything.
Like, I don't know.
Go ahead, Leah.
I said, if anything annoys me about the show to the game is that Ellie talks too fucking much.
She kind of talks a lot in the game too.
Like,
she be having too much conversation, right? Like, come on, shut that mouth. You got a big ass head. Come on. Come on.
Yo, we gotta put some respect on Bella Ramsey, bro. That's Liliana Mormont.
Listen. She got respect for the content that she's been on, but it's just like
they shouldn't have casted her. I'm gonna
correct,
say that.
Right. When I'm seeing the episode, I just see all head. You know what I mean? That's all I'm seeing.
No, I'm gonna say that her attitude and everything fits, but her face just it can't.
Yeah. She got a lot.
I don't see Ellie's face.
She has a lot of knowledge. I get that.
Every time I see Ellie, I just think of that cliche I say, exposed.
Yeah.
There's no thing I think of like exposed.
See Joel with Pedro, I can get away with.
That's my guy, bro.
But
Mandalorian next month, man.
But Ellie for sure, and then Tess. Oh my god!
Oh man,
what's the difference with that?
I mean, she went to rehab. That's what happened. Not saying rehab's a funny thing, but it's just she looks rough compared to the game. She looks a little more cleaner in the game.
Nah, bro, she looks rougher in the game.
Does she?
Also, if you haven't noticed, the part where in part 1 when you're chasing that, what's his name? What's the guy's name they're chasing for the battery?
Isn't it Robert?
They're chasing Robert, and then she shoots him in the alleyway. And then this one, he's already at the Fireflies place. The Fireflies.
Yeah,
that was weird.
It's almost like they're not doing anything.
That doesn't get my attention. It makes me draw back a little bit. This doesn't fit.
Like Leah said, it's moving extremely fast. I tell you that, because it's they're not going through the obstacles. They're just jumping. You know what I mean? But they have to, because it's only 9 episodes, and then they already got it approved for a season 2.
Yeah, so why get approved for a season 2? Why not just expand the episodes that was already there and then go to season 2 later on?
Because
what's the rush?
Because what Leah said, it's not the approach. It is the television world. You know what I mean?
It is the television world. That is what you gotta look at it at the end of the day.
At
least they didn't butcher them like they did the Resident Evil show.
Right. So then when we make
that shit was ass. Yo, and I just remember too, The actress who plays Frey in Forspoken was in Resident Evil.
That was terrible.
That. Oh, really?
It was terrible.
It was terrible. And when we make a TV show about Street Fighter, then we'll see how that turns out, right? Right, Aaron? We'll change up every.
You guys see the movie, right?
Aaron's like, no.
No, thank you.
Stay away from that.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited for the second season because it's supposed to implement the part 2. So I want to see Abby and Ellie.
Yeah.
I want to see
arms?
how cool they are in that.
It's all arms, man. All arms in there.
You're going to see those her flexing all the time.
All right.
I want that sex scene not in it though.
Oh, you mean
Wait, don't spoil too much because she hasn't played the second one.
But Aaron, you know what I'm talking about. Aaron, you know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of action going on in there.
There is. But it's a specific one. I don't want to see it that.
Yeah, it's all pecs. That's all you're seeing.
Yeah. It's pretty aggressiff,
bro. Y'all tripping, bro. I fucked with Abby, bro.
Yeah. The face actor, I don't fucks with the image.
Yeah. Nah, I'm talking about the character in general. Like I like Abby.
I kind of think they made her too beefy.
Yeah. She was definitely in control of the entire situation.
Yes, which is not a problem. But I think they made her too beefy.
Yeah. I mean, you would definitely want to beat her in the arm wrestle, but that's fine. But going on to our next one, Aaron and Danny, you want to take the floor? Expectations on the new Zelda game that's coming out.
I want to hear what Aaron got to say.
Zelda's name is Zelda.
Aaron,
go first. Dan, you want to go first, Dan, or should I go first?
You can go first. I want to see what your thoughts on it.
Well, for one, so my original thoughts of original Breath of the Wild is that it was a good game, good in concept, just need to be ironed out. It was definitely held back by its tech in the beginning. As we saw that the Wii U version performed like shitty on Wii U frame rate drops. A lot of patches came in place where they fixed that. But my main thing, here's my hope for the game. I hope for the game that it expands on the open world of Hyrule. Hyrule and Breath of the Wild was so interesting to explore. Empty to a degree, yes, but interesting to explore. There was a lot of points of interest, a lot of tundras, a lot of deep valleys. Like you really wanted to explore Hyrule and see everything that was there. Like that was good. They did the thing on that one. The desert was awesome. Everything in the Hyrule was awesome, no doubt. That's what my hopes for. And I hope that the Sky Road that they have going on, the whole Sky Road. I don't know if y'all saw the whole going in the sky.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that is just as filled as the regular world. I'm also hoping they don't just reuse the regular world from Breath of the Wild 1. Because that's some Nintendo shit that they would do. They would do that.
They will do that. You see Pokemon, right?
Yeah, exactly. So Pokemon, exactly. So they would do that. My concern with it is actually exactly just that they're not. The Switch's tech was already showing its age when it was released. Obviously, it's a Tegra X1. It's not that advanced overall. It's comparable to 7th gen tech, really, for being honest. We're just being nice about including it with 8th and maybe 9th gen. So my problem with it is the tech will not be there to fully support the vision of the developers. That's my problem with it. Breath of the Wild, the original Breath of the Wild, pretty much showed what a Zelda game could be, and also the limitations of the Switch. Could be wrong. We've seen some pretty advanced games on the Switch already. Astral Chain, one of them. Xenoblade Chronicles is also one of them, but they also break at the seams a lot of times. I'm just hoping that they are able to make this game not feel like DLC. That's my only problem with the game.
I'm gonna agree with you on that.
Didn't come out yet. So I could be wrong. But so far from we've seen of it, they haven't showed us much of it. They only showed us the Sky World and the new little weapons that he used to control stuff and everything like that. So I could be wrong, but I really want to how Hyrule was. How anyone played Majora's Mask here? Hey, has anyone played Majora's Mask?
I did play Majora's Mask.
All right, so you played Majora's Mask, right? So Termina, while technically Hyrule, was just different enough to where I feel like a different game in a sense. You know what I mean?
That's kind of what I feel like they're gonna do with this one. Honestly,
I want them to do that. I just don't want them to have the same locales and change nothing and be like, "Here you go, $60, pay for it," and the Nintendo fans be like, "Oh, why are you complaining for? Ungrateful? Give them their money." I just don't want that to happen. I want a different landscape. Expand upon Hyrule as much as you can. add new stuff. Just do it. I don't want DLC. I don't want DLC.
So as much as I love Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I have high hopes for Tears of the Kingdom. Like I feel like they're gonna try to I hope that they try to change it like how you say
exactly,
like enough to know that it's different and not the same as the other one. But the only thing is that it's being pushed so far that I think that they're working on that. But something in the back of my head is telling me that they're trying to just slightly change Hyrule.
That's what I'm saying.
And just add different storylines, different side quests. Because as far as this high, this kingdom above, this whatever you want to call it, they from all the videos and pictures that I've seen, it's just bits and pieces of floating cities. That's
precisely. I wanted something more interconnected and stuff like that. And also bring back regular dungeons. I'm done with the shrines. I don't want to go back to that.
Yeah, I don't want the shrines. I hated the shrines.
Yes, regular Zelda dungeons, regular Zelda boss battles, and actual Zelda music. The music in Breath of the Wild, I get it. It's supposed to be atmospheric or whatever. It sucks. I don't care. Bring back regular Zelda music.
I could definitely see new weapons. Definitely new weapons. Yes. I can see his. I hope they kind of get rid of that. Make it better mechanic with the destroying your weapons and stuff, or at least giving you a stash, a better stash other than that one house that you can build and store everything in there. I give me chests in different places that I can just hide things in and then pick it up later or something like that.
Why is the Master Sword breaking? Huh? Yeah. Why is the Master Sword?
It doesn't break. It just loses energy and then it's just weaker. You can still use it, but it's just weaker. That's kind of I hope they do with the weapons. Do that. Do Master Sword times 10, you know, for this new one. So this isn't gonna be from Wii U this time. So I'm hoping that it's gonna be sharper, more cleaner, and actually utilize the Switch system.
Well, from what we've seen, what somebody on Digital Foundry was talking about, it said that it looks like they're using a sharper upscaling type of tool to really make the image pop a little more. Right. I don't know how far that'll take because if you know anything about the Switch, it's basically just a Wii U with a better CPU. So
it's not tablet. Much. It's today's tablet.
Yeah, today's tablet. Right. So what more they can do with that, I don't know. But from what people on Digital Foundry are saying, they even said it looks a little too good to be exactly on Switch. So I mean, we'll see. You know, they've downgraded games on Switch before plenty of times. You saw the original trailer for Breath of the Wild that was supposed to come out. And compared to what it is now, they definitely downgraded it. You know what I mean? Still looks good, but it was downgraded.
It's still a good game, but
it's still a good game.
I'm kind of just hoping because this is pretty big for them. Zelda is one of their main franchises that they have, and I'm just hoping for the best. You know, I hope. Go on.
No, I'm saying it'll sell amazingly, no doubt, because Breath of the Wild is the highest selling Zelda game ever. It broke barriers. You had that thing selling I think it's at 30 million units sold now, which is insane for a single player Zelda game. That's pretty crazy. Exactly. That's crazy. So it'll sell great, it'll be good, it'll get the 90 Metacritic. Nintendo fans will ignore any flaws with it, obviously, because that's what they do. But it'll be cool. It'll be good. I'm sure it'll be good. I just want them to really expand what's already there.
Yeah, I hope it's more different abilities than just the 3 that they showed us in the trailer. You know what I mean? Because that'll make it feel like a DLC.
Exactly, that will make it fun.
And we don't want that. We want a whole new game.
We don't want that. We don't want that.
Sounds good, guys. High expectations from what I see. I mean, not high, but kind of unreasonable.
But Nintendo, you gotta keep your expectations tempered. You
can't go too high with Nintendo. You should already know what to expect from Nintendo.
You go too high, it'll give you Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So,
yep. Pokemon bug and glitch.
Bug and glitch. Yeah, bug and glitch. There we go.
Terribly. All right, good job, guys. So we can move on to our last one, and I don't know. I don't think it's aimed towards a specific person, but it's just in general. Are mobile gamers considered gamers?
No.
I'm gonna say no.
Mir, you want to go ahead and elaborate?
Yeah. So like, what are we? So all right, just out of curiosity, why aren't mobile gamers considered gamers?
Because well, look at here.
It's
I think
Because
gamers can play mobile games and be gamers. I think that. But if you're only playing mobile games, you're not a gamer. You just like
you're just killing time.
Yeah, just killing time while you're on the Broad Street line. Going to South Philly or something.
You on the Broad Street line.
so that's where I disagree, right? So I think it's the terminology that everybody. I think the term mobile kind of like, because at the end of the day, like, what defines a gamer, right? So like, if you look at the simplicity of like what a gamer is, it's a person who plays video games, right?
Correct.
So like, if we're talking about mobile games specifically, are we not categorizing that as a game, right? Like, you play a game, like, is it because technically, which to an extent, right? Like, people invest hours and times on these phone games. Like, yeah,
money.
What we think is a mobile game, we look at Candy Crush, right? So yeah, like, we don't consider that to be a gamer's game.
Right.
But there's many people who play Call of Duty Mobile.
Oh yeah, I used to play Warzone Mobile for sure.
You
League of
know,
Legends.
so many different games on mobile. And they spend hours and hours and arguably just as many or even more hours on those games than gamers do on regular games.
Correct.
So to sit up there and say that specific demographic isn't a gamer, I think that's where I'm a little bit lost at. Because listen, bro, I've been playing Clash of Clans for like 10 fucking years. You're not about to tell me that I haven't because I've been playing this game for so fucking long.
Clash of Clans is like a toilet seat game, though.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So like, at the end of the game was developed by a team, right? Mm. It's categorized as a video game.
Correct.
So like, I think it's the perception that we just assume, because it's on a mobile game, it's not worthy enough to be considered a game. And that's where I think that's where the disconnect comes, because a lot of console games get transferred to mobile, like Resident Evil, Street Fighter. Now, yes, are they performed well or whatever the case may be? No, but they're also provided for those audiences because, again, bro, on a surface level, mobile gaming is free. You don't have to pay a dime for shit.
Some games you do. Some games you do.
Okay, yeah, with the exception of the ones that you have to pay for. Yeah, the paid apps, yes.
Right.
But for the most part, most of these AAA games, like the Mario Kart that's on mobile, right? Imagine people who love, whether it's good or not, that's not the point, right? Like, Mario Kart is on mobile because it's provided for people who don't want to spend money on the Switch,
right,
or just choose not to have a Switch, right? So to consider that, that specific demographic not to be gamers, I think that's a little crazy. Like,
the games are very different though from console games. Their story's different, the graphics different, everything's different, gameplay's different. You don't even play the same. Like there's like, so for instance, that I have in my head for some reason is Sonic. So Sonic, if you play Sonic now, like was that game Colors or whatever? They have all the original stuff. And then if you play Sonic on your phone, it's just you swiping left or right. That's it.
Yes.
Yes, they are. But you're arguing the content in the game, though. That still doesn't stem away from the fact that it's a Sonic game. It has all the core elements of Sonic, the characters, the settings, vice versa. Now, the gameplay complexities, that's a whole different thing. Like, but again, at its core, is it still a game? Yeah. Like, yes. Are you swiping left to right? Yeah, but is it still is there still like a compelling part to the game? Yes, you have to avoid obstacles, right? Like, you're willing to beat a certain score, right? At its core, right? What were video games back in the day? Like, think about fucking the old school games. Like, all you literally did was swipe from one screen to the next.
I was about to say,
like, everybody. Wait, let me finish. Nah, but I'm talking about like even before that, like Atari and shit like that.
You're not wrong.
Even like Atari and shit like that, right? Like the objective was to beat a high score. These mobile games are having the same thing. Again, we could say like, yes, it doesn't relay the same story or the same gameplay, whatever the case may be, but that still doesn't stop it from being a game, though.
I was gonna add that too. I was gonna say like that's like playing like the little snake games, like you know what I mean, the little device.
Exactly, like all those shit that they used to have on the Atari.
Any form of a game is technically a surface level gamer, right? Like
I think it's a good entryway. I think it's a good entryway into like the more advanced stuff, that stuff. I guess not calling them calling them not gamers or whatever is like kind of disingenuous.
It's like gatekeeping gamers. Like
I know we need to gatekeep more though.
But what we're used to when people say, "Are you a gamer?" The first thing you would really think, like honestly, you would really think is, "Yeah, I have a PS5, I have an Xbox Series, I have a Switch, and I have a PC." Nobody says, "Oh yeah, I play on my cell phone.
I play Clash of Clans."
Yeah, I play Clash of Clans. I play.
Leo's like, I mean,
no. Like anybody, like if somebody told me they play NBA 2K on the PS5, like to me, you're not a gamer. I would just say like I don't think it's necessarily like I play a lot of mobile games. Like I'm an avid mobile gamer. That's how I started off. I would say it's like kind of like a gateway drug. Well, not a drug, but like it's like a gateway to regular games. Like I play Beholder, I play Framed, like a lot of these games, Overboard, Outlanders, something like it's like all murder mystery. Like all these games are mobile games and they're like like I like a lot of strategy based games. So I would say that these are games for me would be like, we really don't know this at the end of the day, but I feel like if developers are making games, especially mobile games solely just to make money, I feel like those people who play those type of games like Candy Crush or things like that, I wouldn't consider. Like my mom playing Candy Crush, she's not a gamer, like
that's what I'm saying.
All. So, but and these games are solely made just to make money. But games like, as I just mentioned, like NeoCab or Outlanders or things like that are made for mobile, I feel like those are genuinely games.
So I have a question for you, Leah. Do you play mobile games, but do you also play console games?
Yeah.
So there you go. So that's where it splits differently. So if you're playing your games on your phone and playing all the console games, all of that makes you a gamer. Now, if you're just sitting there just playing mobile games, to me, that doesn't make you a full gamer.
Just mobile games alone.
So
I
I find it interesting because what she said that sums everything up, but it's a good point. So she said that her mom plays, she was playing Candy Crush, right? Mm. That doesn't necessarily make her a gamer. But what if there's an individual who plays, Call of Duty mobile, right? They spend again,
but solely just that.
But then because the big difference was the type of game, right? So like obviously people who are going to play Call of Duty mobile, that whether it's mobile or not, it's still a game that you have to invest time, you have to learn controls.
Right.
There's there's level gaps. There's a lot of things, right? Like you can literally dock your phone with one of those grab and go controllers, and you can play
those backbone.
My friend did. So like, he docked his whole joint and
I think to an extent, it's like mobile gamers still can be considered gamers, but now we're talking about the land of like what specific game they're playing. Because yes, like if you're playing Candy Crush and you play that shit every so often or whatever, absolutely not. You're probably not considered. You probably aren't a gamer. But if you told me like, yeah, I don't really play console games that much, but I do spend a lot of time playing Apex Mobile, PUBG, and Call of Duty Mobile, then I'd be like, okay, well, you spend time gaming from here to here. Yeah, it's not on a console, but you do spend time playing a game. I'm not going to discredit you and just tell you, all right, you're not a gamer.
Yeah, hearing all your opinions about everything, how you guys say everything, it makes more sense. Like, I'm going to switch it up. So now that you said all that, it makes more sense to me because as long as you don't sit there playing those like you said, Candy Crush and stuff. Yes. So
those games that were intentionally made for them to make money.
Yes. So stuff like that. So if, like you said to me earlier, how some people can't afford full-on systems, but can still enjoy that version of a game, but a little differently to like optimize for your cell phone, then sure, yes, that will make you gamer if you find different version, like different things of that in that nature, not just playing Candy Crush or Clash of Clans on your phone.
Right.
Like, bro, imagine telling a motherfucker who play Mario Kart specifically on their phone, "Oh, you don't really play Mario Kart."
Yeah,
they gonna be like,
that's not real Mario
They're
Kart.
gonna be like, "Bro, what? I'm playing Mario Kart. Fuck that!" Like,
I got the best.
I will say, as an avid simmer, like anytime Ramir be like, "Oh, I be bored. Let me download Sims on the phone," I will curse him out because I'd be like, "That's
it's the same shit, bro."
See, but you said that.
It's the same shit, bro.
I do feel like there's a difference.
It's the same, bro.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna agree with Leon.
Trying not to curse. No, it's not.
Sims is not a bad game. It's actually fun when you want to kill time or if you got nothing else to do, play Sims.
I got
like that. It's not a bad game. Like
listen.
I play Sims on console and PC.
I got the best way to solve this whole thing, and it's like, how about we all just get along? How about we all just stop trying to divide each other, and we all just this the problem is that we always trying to divide each other as gamers. I think we all just have fun and get along. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like if you play like, okay, so Ramiro, he's right. No doubt, he's right. I'm not going to discredit you and all that stuff. I will discredit you if you like only buy your console and only play 2K and Call of Duty. You're discredited.
Yeah, that also doesn't make you a gamer.
That doesn't make you a gamer.
It's a wide
also
range,
playing Pokemon doesn't make you a gamer.
Games that you play makes you a gamer.
Yeah,
I think it's just participating not only in the games but also the culture of it. And then I would consider like, okay, maybe mobile games is more like casual gamers, but those who like, I have every single console, an iPad, phone, everything. Like Aaron calls me a casual, which I disagree. But I would say I'm more on the hardcore part. Like in my leisure time, majority of the time, that's all I'm doing.
Right.
Yeah, I would say you're not casual because you play on every system. So
yeah, but hold
on. Just because I still have this fresh. Well, so I do have to be the advocate and defend those NBA players, right?
I was about to say thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Hold on, because what she just said was. She was like, being a gamer means you're investing time and, you're participating in the culture of that game, right? So you're investing a lot of your time into that game. We can sit up here and act like 2K. Listen, I don't listen, anybody that tells me, oh, all I do is play 2K, I say fuck them too. Like, don't get it twisted. But at the end of the day,
2K.
Listen, at the end of the day, they do sit up there every year, invest money in the series.
Time.
So they support the series, right? What do we do as gamers? We support series, right? The games that we like, exactly. So every single year, but they still invest though. They still every year, even if it's the same game,
is on one game, one specific game. So I'm pretty sure if 2K was on a different system, I mean, on like your phone, you play it like that, they would never get the console. They probably just got the console just to play 2K.
Yeah, but that doesn't make them a lot of people who are buying these consoles, like the PS5, Xbox Series, that's where they're majority casual players. Like the majority of them, the biggest install base of these consoles, Switch, don't matter what it is, are casual players in general. Look what games sell the most: Call of Duty, 2K, Madden. Unfortunately. Like, it's mainly casual people. Like we gamers like us, we are in the minority when it comes to video game sales. That's just a fact. You know what I mean?
But all I'm saying is like these people still like again they go out every year.
Right.
They spend money on these games. They spend hours and hours and so much time into it. Yes. Do they need to branch off and play other games? Absolutely.
Right.
But like. There's a lot of motherfuckers that sit up there and play on PC just fucking Apex Legends all day. You can't tell them shit.
And Warzone.
And we consider them gamers. Like
I got a friend who plays Apex Legends like a lot. You know what I mean? But he plays other games like. So like
yeah, but I'm saying like a majority of the people who sit up there on PC and just play battle royale games, right? They're limiting themselves specifically to that shit. Like. Think about all these motherfuckers that got popular over the last couple of years, like Ninja and all these Fortnite motherfuckers. Like,
yeah, but they devote themselves to that specific game because it gets them those views and it gets them that attention.
Exactly.
But they're still a gamer. We don't take anything from them.
Gamer only because that's what you see that they always play, but they don't always just play that game. They do branch off and play other games.
But you can go outside. You can go outside and play basketball. Why are you creating a My Player with a fake ass story, man? Get out of here. Come on now.
Oh man.
And then at least the people that I do know who play like NBA, when I speak to them, Aaron, you know who I'm talking about. And I'll be like, I'm playing this game or that game. They'd be like, oh, you playing that bullshit like you only play
you playing that
NBA. Okay, you're not gonna make it to the league. Okay, so you can only play.
You're gonna make it to the league.
I gotta agree with Miri, man. I just like can we? I think we all just gamers. Can we all just grow as a community? That's how I look at it.
You're right.
Like, it became more mainstream now, and everything's on mobile, and like you can easily get ported to like mobile games, like Mira was saying. I think it's like you can say either or. It's just like equivalent to like saying you're porting a game to a Switch or a Steam Deck. It's kind of the same thing with the mobile phone. Even like now, they like adapting. You can hook up the phone to your controller now and play like that.
Yeah, that's today's time, man. Games are just rising. Like it's gonna be everywhere as games. We got VR, we got cell phones, we got tablets. Everything is games.
Which is why it's a good introduction for everybody to come on the same way. I mean, it's a good way for them to start, and then they'll migrate to other stuff if possible.
No, I mean that's not entirely true. I mean,
sometimes they just get stuck there,
and that's fine. They're still gamers, right?
They did not
well, I think like for example, going back to Call of Duty Mobile, I think like if you're a person that's trying to get into first-person shooters or shooters, Call of Duty specifically, whatever the case may be, I think Call of Duty Mobile is a good game to start with because the controls are fairly easy, but also like that game, like a lot of mobile games come with like a lot of bots and shit. So like it's also a good way for you to learn how to play the game too. So that way you're like, okay, like, you know, I've always been interested in getting in gaming. Okay, there's a free Call of Duty game on my phone. Let me try this out, and then maybe I might consider buying a PlayStation, whatever the case may be.
That's true. Okay,
you know,
it's the same shit. Same thing with Mario Kart.
If you migrate from playing from your mobile to a console, it's going to be very different. It's like starting all over again.
No, it is. But I'm saying like at least you would get some experience. Like, okay, this is how I shoot.
More familiar.
Exactly. Like, yeah, the controls absolutely they're going to be completely different. You're still going to struggle trying to migrate to the console, but at least you'll have an understanding. Like, okay, this is how I move. This is how I run. This is how I aim down sight. Whatever the case may be.
Right.
Man, fighting games ain't got that grace, man. Fighting games ain't got that grace.
Listen, like
there's no mobile fighting games teach you.
Mobile fighting games.
It's just tapping.
Yeah.
Listen. I remember there was a point in time where before, like, even when you just, came home from school, you got off the console, it was exciting to go and buy, mobile games and stuff like that. Like Temple Run, come on. Marvel Contest of Champions. Like Marvel Contest of Champions. Like, come on, man. These are games that we really was excited. Yo, you just spend that $5? You know what I mean? Like, it was exciting.
I think it's a gift and a curse, though, because that what mobile gaming did was brought over the microtransaction and the gotcha game kind of control.
Yeah. All mobile gaming did was steal my money.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
And now Sony and Microsoft are stealing my money with their bullshit ass subscription services.
Oh, bro. Yo, and it's crazy you mentioned that too, because why the other day I was on the fucking PlayStation shit and I was looking at their classic catalogs. Bro, why every game on there you have to fucking stream?
Exactly. That's why I steal them.
I downloaded Infamous, bro. The shit was unplayable.
You download it and then you still gotta stream it.
Wait, so it's still the same process as PlayStation Now then?
Yes.
If that was they changed nothing. Like the game is like, bro, when I say the game is unplayable, the frame rate is non-existent. The resolution, the resolution is like fucking 240p. It's absolutely horrible.
I mean,
I'm like, why is this even an option?
I think the whole thing with Xbox, like the Game Pass, is probably the best streaming thing you're gonna get.
I agree.
Xbox, you download it.
That's what I'm saying. Like that whole service, like you can literally go on your computer anywhere and use Game Pass, and they literally have it optimized for every like thing you use. Like for if you want to download on a tablet, if you want to download a computer, like it's set right, and I don't know why
I use my
PlayStation can't
backbone
get
for
it.
I'd rather
Microsoft.
own my games.
I don't know why PlayStation can't get that right.
Yeah, PlayStation on bullshit, bro. Like, what the fuck is this?
Because
I used
they
to-
keep, we talked about this last time with these damn game companies. No one will take a stand. If you keep buying the fucking Pokemons, they won't change anything. If you keep supporting PlayStation's bullshit ass practices, they won't change anything.
Yo,
What
bro,
happened
I
last time?
was trying to play Sly Cooper, bro. I can't even play that shit. Like,
Oh man,
You gotta make a
I got a
stand.
street.
I could tell you. I could tell you
shit.
what the
like,
next. I could tell you what the next Switch is gonna be. It's just gonna be a different color.
Most likely. And then Nintendo fans will clap like, yes, brilliant.
I
yes.
swear, I tell
Brilliant.
everybody this. I tell everybody, Nintendo is just like Apple. They bring out something new, but it's the same as the last one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no one, see, what happened last time, Sony said it was going to shut down the PS3 store, the PlayStation store and the PS3. And everybody went crazy. Like, what are you doing? You're losing these games. Don't do that dumb shit. They were just going crazy. And what happened? They didn't shut it down. They delayed it to another day. I forgot what date it was. They delayed it and everything like that. Imagine if like we was like that with like everything that we play, whether it be a game or a console or what have you. Like, we'd actually get somewhere. But no, we like eating the slop what's given to us. We enjoy the slop. Like, obviously, clearly.
Jesus Christ.
You did.
All right. Well, I think that summed up around all the topics for today.
Wait. There is one more thing I wanted to mention.
Go
real
ahead,
quick. Yeah, Aaron, we briefly talked about it. We're like, bro, this week there's like fucking 8 live service games that's shutting down.
Oh yeah, they're shutting down, and not surprisingly, they're either not making enough money or their player base is low. A lot of these companies, these publishers, don't see the advantage or like the payout to actually keep these games as a service games open. So it's like, why do it? You know what I mean? It don't really matter if they made money at launch. If it's not consistently making money, it's like, yeah, we can't justify that to our investors. Even though it's stupid, just make a single player experience. Stop coming up with all these games as service games, please.
Don, listen, I think you're getting your wish, bro. Like, so like there's a bunch of battle royales that's shutting down, and they've only been around for like less than a year or so.
They're doing that.
They saturated the market.
That one game, Spellbreak, was on PC for a while, and then they brought it over to the consoles, and now that's shutting down.
Damn, Spellbreak shutting down too?
Yeah,
Spellbreak, I saw that.
Damn.
I was mad because that was like I stopped playing Fortnite for Spellbreak, and now they're shutting it down.
Fortnite will never be shut down, bro.
Fortnite ain't shut down.
Fortnite ain't never.
Fortnite ain't
That's
They still
it
come out
never
with DLC.
I had high hopes for Spellbreak because it was fun to me. I like that game.
Nah. Fortnite will always be infinite, man.
Yeah.
I don't got a problem with Fortnite. I still play Fortnite till today. But
Is that even a battle royale now, or is it just like
It's
everything.
Game,
It's
everything.
I've seen Gohan and Piccolo in that
Yep.
thing. What's going on over there?
Oh yeah.
They're
What's
getting
going
at
on?
basically everybody on Fortnite.
You
You could do creative. You could do everything.
We had Isaac on
They got
there.
live shows and everything on there.
We had Isaac on there from Dead Space, you know?
Yeah. I think
They did. Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got a little bit of everything. That's why it would never shut
Bro,
down.
Fortnite literally has everybody. Superman, fucking everything is in there.
I was mad about that All Might, but
They even had-
All Might.
They had All Might. They had Destiny characters. They had everybody.
Yep, Destiny. Yep.
you got them all.
Movies and shows. I'll tell you that.
They got Will
If they
Smith.
bring
Will
Samus,
Smith
maybe
was
I'll
in there.
consider playing.
Oh, they got Will Smith. They got the
They're gonna have
Carlton.
Will Smith. His emo is gonna be smacking Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Damn. But is that everything, guys? Don, you wanted to add anything?
That's everything from me on my point.
Nah, all of you guys are important. Yeah, I think that covers about it. Hopefully you guys really enjoyed all the topics that we went over today. Thank you guys for really being a part of the show. We really love to have you again on another episode. As for as far as the crowd, struggling here. As far as the fans we have, definitely just like subscribe and follow us on all social medias. We definitely appreciate it. Let us know how you feel. Let us know about the content we're putting out, and just keep us in the loop of what's really going on out there. And I think that's about it. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Stay back.
Take care, everybody.
See you.
So, yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Of course.